The Silent Hill Townfall trailer just released and people are already raising their torches and pitchforks to crap on the game. We live in an era where people don't even give things a chance and take one look at something and call it bad just because it's something they are not used to. There are two crowds of people that dislike what they saw. One is Silent Hill fans who dislike the fact that the game is not taking place in the town of Silent Hill, which I can see where you're coming from. If you are a super fan of Silent Hill like I am, then you might prefer the old versions of the game where the town of Silent Hill was the essential focus of the series. But Silent Hill F, being as successful as it was, should have already taken that seed of doubt out of your mind, because it was a great game that brought the Silent Hill essence to Japan and it worked wonderfully. So Silent Hill Townfall being set in another town called St. Amelia didn't really bother me, as long as the essence of Silent Hill is still present: the fog, the psychological horror, and a flawed main character. It has all the recipes to be a Silent Hill game, but just the fact that it's not set in the town of Silent Hill makes people upset. To those people, I would say I understand you. At first I was one of those people. I was skeptical of Silent Hill F, but then I played it and I loved it, and it immediately removed that purist mindset that I had. At this point, I'm just happy to see more Silent Hill, and if you're really that upset about F and Townfall not being in the town, you will be getting the Silent Hill 1 remaster coming soon, which will bring you back to that setting. Konami is obviously trying to revive this IP and bring in both new fans and cater to the OGs, so if you're one of those Silent Hill purists, I would just say give Townfall a chance, and if you haven't played Silent Hill F yet, give that game a chance, and I promise you will change your mind. Now, for the second group of people that are hating on this game are once again the chuds that see an African American and immediately shout DEI, DEI, because for a long time we had devs making games to shove a political agenda down our throats, but these days we are starting to see less and less of that, and you shouldn't be shouting from the top of your lungs DEI the second you see a black person or a woman on your screen. If this makes you so upset, you seriously need help, because you're just being racist for no reason. The Walking Dead video game had a black protagonist, Lee, and he was one of the greatest horror game main characters of all time. Not saying that this new character Simon has the same aura as Lee, but you guys literally saw a 60-second trailer and immediately decided to shit on it. I'll never understand people who dedicate all their free time to hating on something that they don't even like. The people who are showing their blatant racism against Simon Ordell are people that don't even play games like Silent Hill. Why don't you all do us a favor and crawl back into whatever hole you came out of? You typing your fingers off on Twitter about how you hate that Silent Hill has a black main character isn't going to stop Silent Hill fans from playing the game and from the game being successful. Silent Hill F is the prime example. I even made a similar video last year about people who were complaining that Hanako's story was a story about the repression of women in Japan. Then the game came out and it did well, and those people were silent. No pun intended. I can't believe that we are once again in the same position with Townfall. All we got was a 1-minute long trailer, and the same hateful rhetoric that was spewed about Hanako is being targeted towards Simon. I know I said that there were two types of people hating on this game: the racist chuds that weren't going to play the game in the first place, and the Silent Hill purists who hate that the game isn't in the Silent Hill town. But there's another narrative that I see people running with on Twitter when it comes to Townfall, and they fall in the same category as the purists. The new hate campaign I see about the game is about how the game is going to be in first person. This narrative is also confusing to me because Silent Hill PT was going to be in first person and people absolutely loved PT. In fact, PT has even transcended the Silent Hill IP and became a legendary demo of a game that we never got. Now, I know that Hideo Kojima was the director for this game and he's long gone from Konami, but at least Konami is trying again with the first person perspective. They already did it with Silent Hill The Short Message, which I have yet to play because I don't own a PS5, and now we're getting Townfall as a first person perspective game. I have a strong opinion of this because I am a major fan of the Resident Evil franchise as well, and I at first hated how they decided to change the game from third person to a first person perspective in Resident Evil 7. But then I played it and now it's one of my favorite games of all time. It brought back horror to Resident Evil. In Resident Evil 1 through 6, we were pretty much playing as super soldiers the whole time who can easily kill the monsters that are in front of them. So it always felt more like a survival game, and the horror took a backseat, because how am I going to be scared of zombies that I can easily shoot with a shotgun or hit them with a spinning kick? When I first played Resident Evil 7, I was terrified. The claustrophobic Baker house made me feel like I was trapped in my own digital hell, and the first person perspective enhanced that horrifying claustrophobic feeling. Not being able to see what's around you or surrounding you unless you do a full 360 made everything scarier. Resident Evil Village carried that torch and released it first person as well. Now, it wasn't as scary as Resident Evil 7, but it definitely had its moments, especially that baby monster that chases you in the small basement. That shit had had my heart racing. Then they released the Winters expansion, which allowed us to play in third person, and it was awesome, but nowhere near as scary as the first person experience. This all connects back to Silent Hill, because now they are taking that leap of faith and going first person, and I have a strong feeling that the game is going to be an adrenaline-induced horror experience, putting us all in the shoes of Simon Ordell as he battles through his own psychological hell. I am personally excited because I love Resident Evil 7 and 8, and I love Silent Hill PT. I'm not saying the Townfall will be as good as those games, but how will we ever know if we never give it a chance? What do you guys think? Do you think Townfall will be a flop? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you like my content and horror games. Follow me on Twitch for when I go live, and don't forget to like and comment. I've been VanquishedKira.